I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be the real reason why a group of women will call you over to their table. Got an email here from, actually it's a phone coaching client of mine. I've been coaching him for a few months now. And he says, hey coach, so I've got an interesting story to share with you. See, the thing with women, it's always learning to read between the lines, because women aren't going to be direct and come right out and tell you what their true intentions are. You got to kind of play along, play a little bit, play the game, and read between the lines and learn to pull out the truth out of them. That's what's so exciting about one of the things I love about women. He says, tonight I was at a bar with some co-workers, and we were all having a great time. Later on in the outing, I was about to leave in about 30 minutes, so I was making my way around the bar to a coworker to chat for a bit before I left. I was walking past this table, and I seen two girls, a blonde and a brunette, sitting there in a booth, and I happened to make eye contact with the brunette girl, which looked right at me and then suddenly called out to me along with her girlfriend, asking if they could take a picture of me because I looked like a guy they knew. They proceeded to convince me that I looked like this guy that they knew and wanted to take my picture, and they said they knew it was a strange request, but wanted to know if I would allow them to take a picture of me. I'd say it's probably because one of them, or maybe both of them, thought you were a good-looking guy, and that's just ways that women... See, if you always have the mindset that all women want you, then when women call you over to them, you just ought to assume because they're calling you over because they want to talk to you because one of them likes you, that kind of thing. Women are very indirect about that stuff because remember, masculine energy is about purpose, drive, mission, succeeding, accomplishing things in life. And that's why they want the guy if he's interested, because they're making it easy for you. They're basically pulling you into their orbit, because if they didn't like you, or they wouldn't have you come on over and talk to them. He says when they were asking if they were looking at each other, and I thought it was a bit strange, but I said yeah, sure, and I let them take a picture with me. After that, they took the picture, and I asked the blonde girl what this guy looked like, and so I asked if they had a picture, and the girls looked at each other and said, oh yeah, we do. So they both got on their iPhones, and they logged in their Facebook and were searching for a picture. The blonde said, I found one, and she shows me this picture. So I looked at this picture, and I don't look anything like this dude. That should be another clue. He says they proceeded to try to convince me that he did look similar to me, but I wasn't sold on it. So next I asked the girls what their names were. Great, good job, man. That's what I talk about in my book. It's like, especially you get pulled into a group of girls, and then so they're trying to convince you they look like some other dude. It's probably they think you look similar to somebody that they like or that one of them likes, and that's why it's always fun to kind of read between the lines. And so by saying, hey, well, what are your names? And you look at one and she says her name, and then you look at the other, and then you just say, hey, it's nice to meet you, and you don't volunteer your name. Usually the one that really likes you or likes you the most will be the first person to say, well, what's your name? But the ones that don't really care, they'll just say, hey, it's nice to meet you too. And that's what's so beautiful about using these techniques, is that you can find out right away. You can cut right to the chase and zero in, get her number, and say, hey, I'm gonna run, but I'd like to talk to you later. Or, hey, you can make a date right on the spot. That's the easiest way to do it. I mean, they called you over. They were chasing you in essence. So they each told me what their name, and each time I asked their names, I paused. The blonde girl didn't ask me my name. However, the brunette did ask me what my name was after I asked her. So I would say the brunette was the one that had the hots for you. It's like being Sherlock Holmes. It's like being a detective. It's fucking fun doing this stuff. He says, to continue to make chit-chat about this, this guy I supposedly looked like, and I asked how old this dude is, and they say he was like 34 or something. I asked what their ages were, and they said they were both around 26 years old. And then they asked me how old I was, and I said to them, well, how old do you think I am? And see, that's another thing, is by not... It's like answering a question with a question. It's like you have to make them work to get to know you, and you don't think that's a big deal, but it's a huge thing, because you're being mysterious, and also communicates that you're not easy. and that you're a challenge, and that you're confident, and you're different than most guys. Because most guys would just be absolutely fucking thrilled that a couple of girls called him over to the table. But this guy's been practicing when I teach, and he's got an air about him. He's got some swagger to him. And chicks are noticing him. He's standing out from a crowd, and he's not going around talking to women or trying to pick up women. He's just out having a good time with his buddies, just like I talk about in the article I wrote called How to Get Women to Approach You First. If you Google Corey Wayne, How to Get Women to Approach You First, and watch the video on body language I did and follow the techniques, that's why these kinds of things happen. He's just going about his night, and these girls call him over. I mean, it's pretty hard to pick up women when they're calling you over to talk to them, isn't it? They make it really tough for you. He says, and then he says, they looked at me for a moment, and then she says, you're 28, and I says, you're right on the money. See, it was fun. It's like a little game, and women love these kinds of little playful games. It creates attraction, and it shows you're not a dull, boring guy. You're having fun with them. And you got some balls, and you are a bit of a challenge, which makes them want you more, makes them like you more. He says, after that, I gracefully left the conversation and joined my coworkers. My coworkers noticed me talking to these two girls and wanted to know what it was all about, and I said I didn't have a clue. Well, if you'd have been following things all the way through, you should just the girl, the brunette, who's just said, hey, I'm going to be leaving in a few minutes, but I would definitely like to talk to you more, and just give her your phone and say, put your number in there. That's all you got to do. Or you could have said, you're amazing. I'm only going to be here for a few more minutes. I got to say goodbye to everybody. But when are you free to get together for a drink? And then ask her that. Make a date right on the spot if you want. But if you want to just get the number, you can do that too, just in the way I said. It's all based upon how comfortable you feel in that particular moment. But I'd say it was a missed opportunity on your part for the fact that you didn't ask for the order. But you're still new to my stuff, and so when you start applying these things, these situations like this happen, you're going, what does this mean? It means that obviously the brunette girl liked you because they called you over. That was the whole reason. And plus, she wanted to know what your name was when the other one really didn't care, and so that reveals that she was the one that really had interest. And the way to know for sure is just, hey, what's your number? I'd like to I got to run. I'm going to be leaving in a few minutes, but I'd definitely like to talk to you some more. Give me your number. You can. The best way is just to give her your smartphone and let her put it in, and that's all you got to do. Be in and out. So he says, any idea why these ladies stopped and asked me to take a picture? It just seemed a bit strange. It's like because they liked you. And that's the thing. It's like this doesn't compute. But when you have the mindset of they all want me, and what's obvious why they called you over? One of them, the brunette, had the hots for you. And women are aggressive. If they see a guy that's comfortable and is confident, they're not going to come right up and ask you out, but they will ask you to come over and basically pull you into their orbit in hopes that you like what you see and you take advantage of an opportunity, because they don't want control in the relationship, but they will make it easy. Like I talk about in my book, when women like you, they help you, and they were helping you. And even though you went over and you started going through the game process with them, you still walked away scratching your head, but this is how you learn. You learn repetition is the mother of skill. And so good job for talking to them. And obviously your body language, and they were observing you, and they probably saw you and thought, wow, that guy seems to know a lot of people here, because you were making your way, talking to a bunch of different groups, and you weren't running around chasing women, trying to pick up girls like every other douchebag that's failing. You're out having a good time, and you're focused on that, so you're in a non-hungry state, and they noticed it. And they noticed you, and so they pulled you right over. Get used to it, man, because when you apply the stuff that I talk about and how to get women to approach you first, that article that I wrote, which you can Google, this is what kind of shit happens all the time. You just got to be aware of it and just assume that the reason they're calling you over is because they want you. And then next time you're in this situation, simply ask for the phone number or set a date right up on the spot. It's really easy, dude. Don't complicate things. So if you have a question that you want to ask me, or there's a topic you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which is on the left-hand side of your screen. Send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max detailing your questions, your situation, your challenges, and you just got to give me several days to get back to you with a response. If you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. And you can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which will be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, which I highly recommend so you can learn the basics, Go to my website, and on the right-hand column underneath the email sign-up box is a box that have a link. They'll take you right to the Amazon Kindle download page. Once you get to the download page, on the right-hand side, if you don't have a Kindle device already, there's a button you can click to download a free e-reader app for your smartphone, tablet device, or your computer. It only takes a matter of seconds to download and install the app and complete the purchase of my book. And if you appreciate the value of the information in my videos and the articles on my website, you can show your appreciation by going to my website, and on the Wibiya toolbar, which is the bottom of your screen, click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information. And I will talk to you soon.